Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So I mentioned in the last video that I made that I might be kind of experimenting with doing some more gear related videos. I'm not a huge gear person with specifics of all the codecs and all the different things and stuff that cameras do, but I do know from personal experience what I like, and I can share what I've experienced with different cameras. And so recently I have kind of been on a fun endeavor. About 3 or 4 months ago, my grandpa passed away, and he was a photographer, and so he had some really cool vintage film cameras that he took pictures with, but later on in his life he took a lot of pictures on the Olympus digital system, so the 4/3 lens mount. And when he died, I inherited his last camera that he used, which these days is nothing super exciting, but it's an Olympus E-M10, but it uses the 4/3 lens mount. It came with all these lenses: 14 to 42, 40 to 150, 9 to 18. I thought, man, I could use these lenses for something. The only problem is they're micro 4/3 lenses. I don't have any micro 4/3 cameras, or I didn't until I picked up on eBay. I came across the Olympus OMD E-M10 Mark 3. Bought it with this guy, just the body, and then I ordered some 4/3 to micro 4/3 adapters for the lenses for my grandpa. I also ordered this 17mm Olympus pancake lens because once I got the camera, I realized that it's a really small camera, and it would be perfect for like street photography, family photography. I can throw up my winter coat when I'm out and about. It's so tiny. It's really hard to tell on video. It's hard to describe how tiny it is, but it'll sit in the palm of my hand pretty comfortably. I don't know if you can see that, but I mean that's pretty tiny. Yeah, let's get out there. I'm gonna strap on the GoPro, take a bike ride down to the trail, get some B-roll and do some vlogging shots. Here we go. Rode my fat tire bike down the trail here in our town, but I came to this little spot. This is a good little spot by the river, and I thought what I would do is just take out that E-M10 Mark III. I've got a Olympus pancake lens on it. It's the 17mm f2.8. I think I'm gonna start by just maybe getting some, trying it out for photography. And so I'm going to get some shots of the riverbank here and just some nature shots here and there. And then after that, we'll do a little bit of a vlogging test. So yeah, here we go, photography 101. One thing that's nice about this for vlogging is, like, with this, especially with the pancake lens, man, this is one of the tiniest vlog setups I've ever seen. And super easy to carry around. You don't have to flip the screen out like an idiot. The only downside for vlogging is there's no mic input jack on this camera, so that really sucks. But I didn't buy this for vlogging. This is the picture. How does the audio sound? That's what I'm concerned about. What does that sound like? What does the exposure look like? I can't tell because I can't see the screen. But if I look at it this way, my hand in front of it, looks pretty good. Not seeing that it wants to autofocus much. So that's kind of frustrating. But yeah, how does it look? How does it sound? It doesn't want to focus. There we go. The AFC, I don't know, maybe it's this lens that I have with it, because it's not really made for video, but the AFC is just real, like, hunty and chattery, so, yeah, I don't know. Switching to manual focus mode was great. Photography, B-roll, vlogging test, and I think I'm just going to enjoy the trail, ride my bike a little bit more, get some exercise, and head back home. So I came back out here and took the kids hiking today. Last time I was out here with this camera, you know, earlier what you saw, I couldn't get the autofocus to work properly at all in video. So I'm hoping this is a little bit better. I think you have to focus it with the shutter button before you start recording video for it to like lock on and do the facial tracking stuff, but I don't know. One thing that's interesting is that the audio in this camera seems to be really good. Now this camera does not have a mic input jack, but I feel like I'm talking to you guys right now. When I was listening back to the footage that was out of focus, I felt like the audio was just phenomenal. So yeah, I feel like it's good. Am I in focus? I hope so. I don't have a flip screen, so I have no idea, but I think you know, the other thing I didn't think about is I could, on this 17mm lens, which is like a 34 equivalent, it could be that the minimal focusing distance isn't up to par. So, I don't know. Am I in focus? Who knows? Let's get some shots of the kiddos, get some moving subjects for you guys to check out. Here we go. What did you guys think about that? I have, you know, my initial thoughts are kind of mixed. I think we'll go pros and cons to this particular camera. I think a huge pro is that this camera is super small. So like taking it on a bike ride, taking it on a hike, being able to slide it in my pocket, you know, of my coat. I mean, that's incredible. Another pro is I did notice that the stabilization is really good. I would say it's better than my Fujifilm X-T3, and I love my X-T3, but I found myself with the X-T3 having to put it on bigger rigs when I do handheld video stuff, just because it has, like, if you just push it too much, it gets these like digital jitters in it, And I didn't really see that with Olympus. I thought the stabilization was just fantastic. And the colors are incredible. Just, you know, the photos that you guys saw were unedited, and that was just, you know, straight out of the camera. And, you know, I got into the Fujifilm system because of the colors. And I love Fujifilm's colors. The Eterna profile is just, oh, it's perfect for video and some photography. Classic chrome for photography, oh, it's amazing. But I gotta say that Olympus really blew me away. Another pro is the lens system. You can literally adapt any lens to a micro four thirds system, because you can take stuff from full frame, you can take stuff from APS-C, and it'll all go on there. The other pro in terms of the way it feels and the way it operates is the dials are both on the top. So you have your aperture and your shutter speed right there. And then for ISO, all you have to do is just go in the back here, hit this top D-pad button, ISO, and then you're adjusting the ISO with this dial. At the company that I do video for, we use a lot of Sony stuff. We use an FX3 and we use a A7S III, and I love those cameras. I think they look amazing. But the setting stuff up, like the dials, just don't make any sense to me. So I would say ergonomics of this Olympus camera is really nice. So for the cons of this system, as you noticed from the vlogging tests and even some of the B-roll, the autofocus is absolutely garbage. Now, I know that there are probably better lenses than this little photography-based pancake lens that would probably do way better with the autofocus. But using this thing, it just didn't work at all. I'm gonna have to, you know, get a different lens for this. My guess is that converting my grandpa's old lenses to this system, the autofocus isn't gonna be great on those either. So I'm probably gonna have to buy a better lens that's mainly, you know, meant for video. Yeah. Do you guys have any experience with that? You know, with autofocus? Does Olympus autofocus just suck, or are there, you know, micro four thirds lenses that help it out, that it, you know, pairs more nicely with? Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah, Olympus. I never thought that I would. You know, I always saw Olympus as like, that's a weird little system that no one uses, and turns out my grandpa uses it, or used it, and watching some YouTube videos, I mean, there's some people that use it, and I think the biggest thing I would say for me so far, and things may change, is that these cameras have the fun factor. And, you know, originally, I mean, Fujifilm cameras have the fun factor too, don't get me wrong. But originally when I got into Fujifilm, I bought an X100S because I thought it would be fun. And it was a blast. And then next thing you know, I bought an X-T3, and then I bought an XS10, and then I bought an X-T4, and then recently I just picked up that little X-A5, and like, my fun kind of, you know, out and about fun camera turned into me investing in an entire ecosystem of lenses and cameras, and now I'm using Fujifilm for professional work. So, you know, Olympus to me right now has the fun factor, and who knows, it could turn into something where I invest in more Olympus stuff, and once you figure out the ins and outs of it, it could turn into something that I use on a regular basis more. I don't know. I'm not sure if it will. I don't know if it's, you know, the higher end Olympus cameras. I don't know what their capabilities are. So maybe it might be worth looking into. But for now, this has just been a fun little Christmas purchase. I love the colors, out and about with the fam, taking pictures. Is anyone out there an Olympus shooter? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think I should do with Olympus lenses, how to fix the autofocus, why you love it, why you hate it. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video. We will probably be out doing another street photography session. So until the next video, Happy New Year, and happy Olympus, and happy Fujifilm.